This is not just another winter storm. This is the kind of system that can shut down cities, disrupt millions of lives, and remind everyone just how powerful nature can be when the atmosphere aligns in the wrong way. Right now, southeastern Canada is facing a high-impact winter event that is rapidly intensifying, and the combination of heavy snowfall, powerful winds, and plunging temperatures is turning an already serious situation into something much more dangerous. From Ontario through Quebec and into parts of Atlantic Canada, conditions are evolving hour by hour, and what makes this storm particularly concerning is not just one factor, but how multiple elements are coming together at once to create near-blizzard conditions in some of the most populated parts of the country. At the heart of this storm is a strong low-pressure system that has developed and strengthened as it moves across the region. This system is pulling in moisture from the south while simultaneously colliding with a cold Arctic air mass already in place over eastern Canada. That contrast between warm, moist air and cold, dense air is what fuels intense snowfall, and in this case, it is doing so very efficiently. Snowfall rates in some areas are becoming heavy enough to quickly reduce visibility and accumulate faster than crews can clear roads. When you start seeing projections of 60 to 80 centimeters of snow, that's not just a routine winter event. It's the kind of accumulation that can paralyze transportation networks, collapse weaker structures, and create long-lasting disruptions. But snowfall alone doesn't tell the full story. What is making this situation even more severe is the presence of strong and sustained winds, with gusts reaching up to 110 kilometers per hour in some exposed areas. These winds are not only blowing the falling snow, but also lifting snow already on the ground, creating widespread blowing and drifting. This leads to whiteout conditions where visibility drops to near zero, making travel extremely dangerous, if not impossible. Even areas that might not receive the highest snowfall totals can still experience severe impacts simply because of how the wind redistributes the snow across roads and open spaces. The result is uneven accumulation, deep snowdrifts, and rapidly changing conditions that are difficult to predict at a local level. In cities like Ottawa and Toronto, the situation is already showing signs of escalation. What may begin as light flurries can quickly intensify into steady snowfall, and when combined with gusty winds, it creates a chaotic environment where visibility fluctuates dramatically within minutes. Commuters heading out may find relatively manageable conditions at first, only to encounter near whiteout conditions shortly after. This unpredictability is one of the most dangerous aspects of winter storms like this. It's not just about how much snow falls, but how quickly conditions deteriorate and how difficult it becomes for people to respond in real time. Another critical factor in this storm is temperature. The air mass in place is cold enough to ensure that all precipitation falls as snow, and the freezing temperatures mean that any snow that accumulates will remain in place rather than melting or compacting quickly. This allows layers of snow to build up over time, increasing the weight on surfaces and making cleanup efforts more challenging. In addition, the cold enhances the impact of the wind, creating dangerously low wind chill values that can pose risks to anyone exposed for extended periods. This is especially concerning for individuals who may become stranded due to road closures or transportation disruptions. The Great Lakes region is particularly vulnerable in this setup because of the added influence of lake effect processes. As cold air moves over the relatively warmer waters of the lakes, it can pick up additional moisture and produce localized bands of intense snowfall. These bands can be very narrow but extremely powerful, dumping large amounts of snow in a short period of time. This means that while one area might see moderate snowfall, a nearby region could be dealing with significantly heavier conditions, adding another layer of complexity to forecasting and response efforts. From an infrastructure standpoint, storms of this magnitude place enormous strain on systems that are already working at capacity during the winter months. Snow removal operations become continuous and exhausting, emergency services face increased demand, and power systems can be at risk if heavy snow and strong winds begin to impact lines and equipment. Airports often experience delays and cancellations as runways need constant clearing, and road networks can quickly become congested or completely blocked. All of this contributes to a cascading effect where one disruption leads to another, amplifying the overall impact of the storm. What also stands out about this event is its timing. Late-season winter storms can sometimes catch people off guard because there is an expectation that the worst of winter is already behind us. However, March is often a volatile month in Canada, where lingering cold air can still interact with incoming systems to produce significant weather events. This storm is a clear example of how winter can still deliver powerful impacts even as the season begins to transition. Looking ahead, the progression of this storm will be crucial in determining how long the impacts last. If the system slows down or stalls, it could prolong snowfall and keep conditions hazardous for an extended period. On the other hand, a faster-moving system might reduce total accumulation in some areas, but still leave behind strong winds and cold temperatures. Either way, the immediate concern remains the same: hazardous travel, reduced visibility, and the potential for widespread disruption. In situations like this, awareness and preparation become key. Understanding that conditions can change rapidly is essential for anyone in the affected regions. What might seem manageable at one moment can quickly become dangerous the next, especially when wind and snow combine to create near-blizzard conditions. This storm is not just about impressive snowfall totals, it's about the overall environment it creates, where visibility, mobility, and safety are all significantly compromised at the same time. As this system continues to move through southeastern Canada, it serves as a powerful reminder of the dynamic and sometimes unforgiving nature of winter weather. The atmosphere has aligned in a way that brings together moisture, cold air, and wind into a single high-impact event, and the result is a storm that demands attention and respect. For millions of people across Ontario, Quebec, and the Atlantic regions, the next 24 to 48 hours will be defined by how this system unfolds, and the effects will likely be felt well beyond the duration of the snowfall itself.